On my show last night, I was very critical of the security agencies, not just ASIO, but also ASD, the Signals Directorate, for failing to warn other government departments about the risk of having the Chinese security cameras in their buildings. We found out that 88 politicians have them installed and they're currently being ripped out. What do you think? How could the spy agencies have such a sophisticated understanding of this and yet fail to warn anyone else?
I'm really at a loss, and I reflect on this, Sharri, that a couple of years ago when I was running ASPI, the Strategic Policy Institute, in November of 2019, I requested our building owners to take down Chinese-sourced surveillance cameras. It was that obvious that you didn't need to be running an intelligence agency to understand this was a threat. And frankly, I think across the public service, we have not had our act together to really deal comprehensively with this wide-ranging espionage threat, not exclusively, but primarily from China. And so 3 years later, to be now told that there are hundreds of sites where these cameras have to be taken down, that's just not good enough. The public service needs to think harder about how it protects itself. And, frankly, it won't just be security cameras. There will be other instances where there should be concerns as well.
Exactly.
And, these have to be dealt with up front, and that starts with an honest conversation about where is the threat coming from. And once we have that conversation, we can know better how to deal with it.
Yeah. I just want to play you what Mike Burgess had to say in Senate estimates about why the security agencies hadn't warned anyone. Have a look at this.
I understand where you're going with your concern, and I would share with you the concern of nothing wrong with the technology. It's where the data that it collects and where it would end up and what else it could be used for would be of great concern to me and my agency.
It's extraordinary. Now, the PM next week, Peter, is holding a cybersecurity roundtable. It seems Australia is so far behind on cybersecurity. I mean, ASIO not even realising that cybersecurity is at the heart of foreign espionage.
It's at the heart of it, along with human security, and often the two things enable each other. But yes, I think Australians are fooling themselves if they think that we are not a high priority Chinese target. And that's not just into defence and national security. It's across any industry. It's into our universities. It's at all levels of government. That's just how China does spying. It's collect the data as much as you can and then look afterwards to see if it may be useful or can be sewn together in some way. So we've got to get smarter and more savvy about this, and not just think that everything's fine and somehow Australia's not being targeted.
Yeah. Peter Jennings, thank you for joining me.